Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video, I'm going to do a review of Flight LQR House Bourbon. This is finished in rum and Cabernet Sauvignon casks. Flight LQR House Select Flight 77 Bourbon. This is a bourbon aged in 7-year rum cask blended with a bourbon aged in Cabernet barrel. Followed at 44.25% alcohol by volume and sells for $46.99 plus shipping and handling. So this is sort of a special edition of the Erik Wait Whiskey Studies because it's been a long time since I've done a bourbon review, done anything other than Scotch whiskeys. I've been focusing on Scotch whiskeys for the last couple of years. But I also want to share with you, in addition to this bourbon, a book. This book is called Far Beyond the Lines. Translated, edited, and additional information provided by Erik Wait, one of my older brothers. Now, my brother Adam is a really interesting guy. We lived together for, other than our childhood, growing up together, we shared a house together for about a year, and then I moved due to work. My brother Adam, since he was like 6 years old, has been into World War I aviation. Adam is into World War I aviation the way I'm into whiskey and wine. That's how much he's into World War I aviation. But his interest in it goes all the way back to when he's like 6 years old. We have a picture of him as a little kid holding an airplane. My brother Adam, his bachelor's and master's degree is in German. He's a school teacher, but he speaks a bunch of other languages. One time we were in Golden Gate Park. We were looking at a couple statues of German poets. I'm not going to try to pronounce their name. Anytime I try to say anything in German, he's going to correct me. But we were standing at these statues. This is around Christmas time. It was during the El Nino year, so the weather was actually very, very nice in San Francisco in Golden Gate Park. And there were some elderly people there, older people there, standing there. And my brother's taking pictures, and he recognized their accent, and he started talking to them in Russian. So they're talking in Russian, and I don't know what the heck they're saying. And as they're talking in Russian, the gentleman says to my brother, he's more comfortable speaking in German, so they switched to German. And as they're talking in German, again, I know very, very, very little German, there's a young guy behind us wanting to take pictures of these statues of these German poets. These are duplicates of statues, I believe, that are over in Germany. Anyway, next to the Steinhardt Aquarium. So there's a young guy behind us wanting to take pictures of the statues. My brother recognizes his accent, so he starts talking to him in French. So, my brother has a gift for languages. In addition to being a school teacher, he's also does translation work. This is his second book on World War I aviation. So basically, this is a book that was originally written in German by Friedrich Wilhelm Radenbach. And then my brother translated it into English and then added historical information regarding the history and the events that take place. He's also added some excellent photographs of battle scenes, airfields, aircraft, and historical events that took place during this time. And these are photographs that he had to track down, that he had to pay for, then collect and get them into the book. Far Beyond the Lines, a story of strategic aerial reconnaissance in the First World War. Translated and commentary by Erik Wait. This book provides a fascinating look at a crucial, yet much overlooked aspect of the First Air War. While tactical reconnaissance squadrons monitored the forward combat zone and immediate near areas, other select air crews conducted missions far behind enemy lines. Their objective was to gather military intelligence both through photographic reconnaissance and visual surveillance of broad areas, and relay the vital information to the Army High Command to assist with operational planning. In the German Air Service, they were sometimes referred to as Fernflieger. It sells for $55 in a paperback version, $15 on Kindle, and is available at Amazon at a link in the description box below. This book, this is not my particular field of expertise. This book is really really well done. I am amazed by it. I know how hard he worked on it and how much a labor of love he put into it. I actually think this would make a really good movie. So if you know anybody in the movie industry who's looking to make a movie about World War I, we went and saw the movie 1917 together. It was like on Christmas Day or right around Christmas time when that movie came out. Of course, my brother had his historical critiques of the movie, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good. He thought it was kind of sort of okay, I guess. But that being his field of expertise, among others, you know, he's going to be a little more historically critical of the movie. Nevertheless, if you are interested in this book, if you know anybody who's interested in this book, I'll put a link to this book in the description box below and in the comment section down below. All right, so now let's get into this whiskey. So, it has a really nice blend of your bourbon notes and the rum cask notes and the Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon notes sort of comes in very lightly. The bourbon holds up to the rum cask. Rum cask, kind of like Pedro Jimenez cask or port cask, can easily dominate. In fact, if you put this on ice, all you get is the rum cask notes. The Cabernet Sauvignon kind of goes away. What tends to remain from the bourbon cask seems like some rye notes. So I don't know what the mash bill is on the bourbon, but I suspect it's a sort of a high rye bourbon. So up front, I get the sort of classic bourbon notes: corn, caramel corn, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg. But then just a waft of the coconut and tropical notes come in. And very faintly, maybe some blackberry, blueberry, red notes that are coming from the wine cask. On the palate. Sweet up front. The bourbon really shows up more on the front of the palate. Mid-transition, the rum cask, those tropical notes start to show the presence. So maybe pineapple and coconut and guava and those kind of notes. And then a little bit of spice starts to show up about 3/4 of the way back. Cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. And just the faintest note of the Cabernet Sauvignon. So just some very, very light red berry notes. I like the transitions. I like the mouthfeel. It's got a nice creamy mouthfeel. Pretty sweet up front, but dries a little bit more towards the back end. Again, this is a really nice whiskey. Neat on ice. The rum cask just sort of takes over. Now, honestly, if I was tasting this blind, I would be challenged to figure out what was in it because it's so unique and distinct from other whiskeys. And in some ways, it comes across as a cocktail, right? You know, something you made with bourbon and then put other things into it. Because it could almost come across on the back end like maybe you put a little rum in it, maybe put a little bit of like cherry juice or something like that on the back end. And so it comes across more as a cocktail, really, rather than distinctly as a traditional bourbon. Alrighty. Again, if you are interested in buying the book, put a link down in Amazon. If you know anybody who's looking for a really good story to be made into a movie, contact me through my comment section or my email address in on my YouTube channel. All right, until next time, Slanjiva. Why did I say Slanjiva? This is a bourbon. This isn't scotch. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and check out these other whiskey videos.